morning and welcome back to Chit Chatterday. So today's makeup is going to be brought to you by you. I posted on Instagram and had you guys choose my makeup. I had you choose my eyeshadow, my blush, my lipstick, my powder, my bronzer. I didn't have multiples of other items, and so those are just going to be what I have. But I thought it would be kind of fun to interact with you guys and ask you what you would like me to use. I like to do that from time to time and not just be the sole person choosing which direction this ship is going. So grab some coffee, grab your breakfast, whatever it is you need to drink. I always enjoy watching videos with a beverage or a snack, and so let's get into this. I'm actually going to skip primer today because it's super hot outside. When it's humid like this, I get greasy. And the primer that I use is hydrating, and so I'm not going to use that today because I just did all of my skincare, and I think I'm going to get pretty greasy today. So I'm going to go in with my NARS Sheer Glow. I wear this shade Vienna. So as I said, I didn't give you options for face products other than bronzer and powder because I don't have options in that area. I'm really liking just using one type of product, I guess, right now. And that kind of stemmed from years of having so many different foundations that they started to go bad before I could use them, and I felt so bad that I was just throwing out perfectly good, well, at one time perfectly good foundation, but I just had too many open. And so I kind of stepped back a few years ago, and I'm just trying to really use one thing at a time. Trust me, that is hard because I watch all these products come out and I'm like, oh, I want to give that a go, I want to give that a try. But then you know what? I really like this NARS Sheer Glow foundation. Now I am finding that this does not last well through sweat and humidity, like at all. And I know that, but when I put makeup on and leave the house, right now specifically, but even just kind of in general, I'm not out like for 8 hours, and so it doesn't matter that it kind of looks crappy. And right now wearing the mask, it covers up half your face anyways, so. And really, I've been able to kind of fudge this color a little bit too. I haven't been outside as much over the last, 6 weeks because we've been inside and I've been in my garage sweating buckets. But we haven't really done the pool that much in the last month. We did a lot in the first month it opened. And since we started all this renovating, there's just been no time, and I feel kind of bad. But at the same time, with the whole pandemic thing, it's probably okay that we're not at the pool a lot. All right, so I'm going to go in with the Pat McGrath Labs Concealer. I'm liking this concealer. I will tell you, I think it's very full, I think it's fuller coverage. Now, I was using the L'Oreal Pro Glow. I used that up and I really liked that. But that was definitely lighter coverage, whereas this offers pretty stinking good coverage. And I just did 2 little dots there, as you can see. My thing with full coverage is that I want it, but I don't want the thickness that comes with it. I still want to maintain a serum type consistency because otherwise it kind of sinks into fine lines and looks crepey and dry. And so it's finding that happy medium of full coverage but still within a lighter serum formulation. So last night, I don't know, I think I might have just gotten a recommendation from Kelly. Thank you, Kelly. She follows me on Instagram and also watches my videos, and she told me to watch the show Alone on Netflix. It is right up my husband's alley. He would totally go on that show, and I told him, you can't go on that show. I need you. I need you. But he's just really, he loves the outdoors. He's very resourceful, and he's telling first of all, let me tell you the premise of the show, what it's about. But he was basically telling the contestants they're doing it wrong. So what it's about is, I guess it's a show that's been out for since 2015 on the History Channel. And it's a show where there's 10 contestants and they drop them off in a remote, very remote area by themselves with a camera. And that's it. They're allowed to bring 10 things, but basically they have to survive. They have to make shelter. They have to hunt. They have to fish. They have to do everything all by themselves and record it. And that's probably the hardest part. Well, there's a lot of hard stuff about all of that, but setting up a camera and recording all that. Anyways, you guys picked the powder, and the powder you chose was the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores Pressed Love this powder. I like to keep this in my purse as well for touching up because it comes with a little pad underneath here. But I'm going to use a brush since we're at home. In the current episode, they're up in like a Northwest Territory of Canada. So it's basically just east of Alaska, like way up there. I think 75 miles south of where the trees stop growing. So like 75 miles south of the Arctic Circle. And there's women that are doing this. And that's not to say women can't do this, but from my perspective, I would never, ever want to do this. No way. Like, I don't mind going outdoors and doing fun stuff like that, but I want to come home at night to my bed and a toilet. I don't want to hunt and kill my food. I just want to go to the store and buy it. So I'm kind of setting lightly my whole face because I know it is very warm outside. And since I said this foundation, it really breaks up kind of easily in heat. So we got sucked in. I think we watched 3 episodes last night. It was going on midnight. I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta get to bed. This whole summer, I have just pushed my bedtime later and later because my kids are going to bed later. And then that forces me to stay up later so I can still have my me time, my quiet time. I need that. I really need that. And so we watched 3 episodes last night and we were just hook, line, and sinker. So we're going to keep watching it. I'm going to have to find out if we can watch previous seasons somewhere else because the season that's on, I don't know what season it is that's on Netflix, but I think it's the only one. Okay, so you guys chose the bronzer, and overwhelmingly it was the Hourglass bronzer that you chose, which is a good choice. I love all the bronzers that I have. I think I showed you 4 and I have 4. No, actually I have 5. But I really like this one. This one I feel like is the best one for summertime because it's got a lot of color payoff. It's very warm. The color is Luminous Bronze Light. Now, since I purchased this, they have added way more shades. This is like the original one that launched, I think it was like 2015. But the color on this one is a little warmer, which is good for summertime for me. And it just adds a lot of good warmth to the skin. Another show on Netflix that we started watching is called Love on the Spectrum, I believe it's called. I don't really pay attention too much to the title, but you're just kind of browsing through and they have that feature on Netflix now where it just kind of starts playing something, which can be kind of annoying when you're trying to browse and you stop for a moment and then it starts playing and you're like, I didn't want to watch this. But it's about people with autism, varying degrees of autism, and they want to start dating and kind of like the challenges that come with that. I mean, there's challenges just as a human being to date, right? But it's very interesting and funny. Like, some of these people have such hilarious, witty personalities that they say it like it is. Like, there's no holding back. Like, maybe you and I would filter some things. Nope. Nope. And so it creates like such entertaining as far as learning about them and learning about the challenges they have that might be different, but really honestly same. The same challenges. But it's very interesting, and it's an Australian based reality. It's been a fun little show to watch. I'm loving it. They go to like a dating camp, learning how to communicate and read social cues and body language and stuff like that. And I'm thinking, I think everybody needs to learn that. Like, you know what I mean? But I do realize that can be a struggle for some, not all. But it's just, that's another thing that we were watching. It's been very interesting. Another thing we've been watching is Somebody Feed Phil season 2. Season 1 came out, I think we were living in Mississippi. Oh, I just broke this. I probably need to get a new eyelash curler because this, oh, well, forget it. We're not curling our eyelashes. Season 2 just came out of Somebody Feed Phil, and he is another hilarious. He was the executive producer, I think, or director and writer, part writer, I think, of Everybody Loves Raymond. And man, he is just a hoot to watch. I'm going to prime my eyes here with the Milani Eyeshadow Primer Potion. So the premise of that show is that he goes around to different countries sampling different food, but he also gives a lot of history and just like information about the area and the people and the culture, and I love stuff like that. I love food. I love learning about different types of foods, preparing different foods, how you know, where the food comes from, and I just think it's very interesting. And so that's another really great show because he's funny, and you just find yourself laughing a lot while watching that. Once again, overwhelmingly, the Colored Rain palette here by Queen of Hearts. I don't know if this is available. I know you can buy singles. I know this had come back for a moment, so perhaps it is. I don't know where we're gonna go with this, but after I was looking at it, and typically, as you can see, I go for like these colors. I've used this one. I have not ever dipped into this orange, I don't think. Or if I have, it was very briefly. So I think what I'm gonna do is use a little of that today just to kind of, I don't know, I wanna show you, you can use brighter colors like this and you can blend it out so it just adds a little bit of warmth. It doesn't have to be intense, crazy, oh, you're wearing orange eyeshadow. So I'm gonna start with this color called Air. It's like a soft, peachy, really soft, peachy brown color. I'm gonna take this Sigma small tapered blending brush, looks like this. Lately, what I've been doing with eyeshadow has been the simplest of simple, and I'm loving it. I'm basically taking two colors. I'll do one color and blend it out, and then I will deepen with the same color. So just apply a little bit more or use a denser brush. So it gives the effect of more than one color, but it's just the same. And then I'll just do a lid color. It's just been what I've really been enjoying. I haven't really been into playing with, you know, several different colors. I really like a softly blown out, this isn't the best brush to do that. Let me actually blend that with this. I've been enjoying a softly blown out eye. And then lashes. Been back to gluing on my lashes. It just makes me feel pretty. And you know, if it makes you feel a certain way, then I feel like with makeup, do it. Because, you know how it is. You get dressed for the day and you haven't done that in a while. You just feel good about yourself, and it's important to feel good about yourself. So I really just love taking a color like this and just going hog wild, blending it absolutely everywhere. On the top, I'll take the same brush that I used to originally apply it, and I'll stick it underneath and just blow that out like crazy too. Ooh, another thing that we've been watching, we watch a lot of TV. It's kind of like what we do at night, especially after a full day of like labor, physical work. All I want to do is lay down either with dessert or a glass of wine and dessert, or just a glass of wine or two, and watch TV. I want to lay in my bed and absolutely relax, or on the couch or wherever we're sitting. We've been watching Unsolved Mysteries. Now, I remember when this came out as a child, and I did not like it. I didn't like the music. It scared me. I just didn't like all the reenactments. I didn't like watching 911 either on TV because it was scary to me. Now, of course, I'm obsessed with crime shows and figuring things out, and some of them, it's so obvious to me. I'm like, it's so obvious. Who did this? You can just read the body language. You can just read through the lines. You can just tell, you know, but it's so hard because without proof, you can't convict, even though you know they did it, you know. Are you guys following the Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow case? I am. I'm watching all the hearings. I'm watching everything on YouTube. And gosh, I don't know. It's just very interesting. I have a wide range of interests. I mean, I love things that are super girly and fun and cooking and gardening all the way down to criminal justice. Now I'm going to dip into the Empress color. I think what I'm going to do is just kind of keep this on the outer third of my eye. I was going to blend it up and out, but I think we're just going to kind of do like a peekaboo of orange perhaps. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of Ladyship because this is just such a pretty color. It's like a true magenta. Same brush, probably not the best technique, but I don't care. And I'm just going to kind of do that on the edges here. And this is the point of the video where you and I both start to question, yeah, where are you going with this? What are you doing? And my answer would be, I don't know. But in my experience, some of the coolest things have come out of not knowing what you're going to do. I'm going to go back into the Empress color and try to feather that over the edges of this purple. Now I'm going to take Noble Woman and put that over the top of the purple because I think this might help it. Well, like I said, I don't know. are just kind of going on a journey today, an eyeshadow journey. There is some serious color payoff with these though. But this is the point where I say SOS, send help. Here's the thing. When I see a palette, I like to see the colors for what they are, but I also like to see the colors for what they could be. And so I like to mix things and create new shades. Because, yeah, you could take a palette and be like, look at all these colors in here. But what if I mix this color with this color? New color. And sometimes it helps certain ones pop too when you layer them like that. I'm taking the crown shade and I'm putting that in my inner corner. And I'm kind of dragging it down here onto my lower tear duct. I feel like the names in this palette, well, it's called Queen of Hearts palette. They're all, you know, like royalty type names. So I feel like the look that comes out of this needs to be very strong, bold. I'm going to take a little bit of this Duchess, this brown color here. And I'm going to put that in the outer corner because I feel like we need a little depth out there. We lost a little bit of our orange, so I'm going to go back over the brown a little bit, like the edges, and just kind of bring some of that vibrancy back. I'm going to put on some Milani Stay Put liquid liner here, and I think I'm going to do some sort of a wing. I feel like this look needs a bold wing. Maybe a feline flick. That's what I'm going to start. That's what I'm going to aim for. Because I know if I aim small, we always end up growing just a little bit. So I'm going to let the mascara dry here, and we're definitely doing lashes today. And, you know, I just keep reusing the same old lashes. I use them until they fall apart. Sometimes they last, I don't know, gosh, 5, 6, 7 times, depending on how you take care of them. I usually just pull the residual glue off from the previous time. And then I bought some new lash glue because I wanted black. I've been using, where is it? The Kiss Lash Adhesive in clear. And it goes on white, and I would say it mostly dries clear, but I still see like little residual white pieces sometimes, and I don't like that. So I'm going to go for the Ardell Lash Grip Dark Brush On Eyelash Adhesive. I like that much better. Because sometimes I get a little crazy with the glue and I put too much on. And then it says it dries clear, but I don't know, not if you get it too many layers perhaps. So I'm going to let that dry. I need a new mascara. This is starting to get kind of goopy, the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. I've been stuck on this. I've been pretty committed for about the last year, but I think I'm ready to try something new again because I feel like this doesn't last very long before it gets really goopy and leaves like chunks on my lashes. All right, we're finally done with eyes. I feel like that took some time, but you know, when you do a really glamorous eye, it does take just a little bit more time because you're playing with more colors and blending and a lot of figuring out along the way if you're anything like me. All right, so the highlighter that you guys chose was the MAC Soft and Gentle highlighter. I'm actually going to apply this before my blush today because I love to blend out the highlighter and the bronzer with the blush. This was the second highlighter I ever bought, and it was during one of the first times I ever went to a MAC store, which now, oh my gosh, I haven't walked into MAC in so long. So I'm just going to take this little brush here. I feel like my skin's pretty glowy, so I really don't need to go overboard with this. This is definitely my better cheekbone. It's like, it's just structured better. This one's, it's not as out. It's more protruded. Is that out? Recessed? It's more recessed. That's all I'm going to do, guys, because I feel like when my skin is glowy, just adding highlighter kind of tips it to the point where it looks greasy. Okay, and the blush. This was a 3-way tie. Like, it was equal votes for the NARS blush, the Hourglass blush, and the Chanel. So let's just kind of see where we want to go here. The Hourglass Diffused Heat is a beautiful coral blush. Love their blushes. Highly recommend them. They're just beautiful. They're marbled with the powders. They're diffused light powders, or their ambient lighting powders. NARS Bumpy Ride, one of my all-time favorite spring-summer blushes. And then Chanel's Golden Sun is a really pretty bronzy nude color. I'm going to mix 2 of them because I can. So I'm going to start with the Chanel Golden Sun because personally, I think I want to go for not too bold of a cheek because we have a very bright eye. I don't want it to be too brown of a cheek either. I want it to have a little bit of life. I really think they're so incredibly user-friendly. I love the slight rose scent. I know it might be off-putting for some, but I'm a huge fan. Ooh, this is good. This is pretty. The packaging, it's very exquisite and chic, and this one's losing its scent, but I've had it for a while. What's it called again? Golden Sun. Yeah, this is a really good summer blush, honestly. Wow, that had more color to it than I remember. You know what? Never mind. I retract what I said I was going to do. I don't remember it having this much goodness to it. All right, we're going to blend that out a little bit, though, because I don't want to look too crazy blushy here. Oh, this is coming together. You guys did such a good job. And then for the lip, you guys chose a nude lip, and I actually need to go and figure out what I'm going to do, so I'll be right back and pick out something nude, but not concealer nude, but complementary. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to take Max Spice lip liner. Love this lip liner. This is a good neutral color that's not too nude. My natural lip color is pretty red. So if it's too light of a nude, for me, it just looks concealer. It washes me out. It's not my best. So I think like everybody's nude's going to be different. But from my perspective, I like a nude with just a hint of color in it still. Like nudes can be peach, nudes can be brown, nudes can be pink. But because we have all this warmth going on, I'm going to do a little bit deeper of a like peachy nude. Ugh, this color on its own, like just fill your lips in and put on a gloss, done. This is just a beautiful, beautiful lip liner. Oh, I think it's such a chic color. And then this is one of my favorite colors. I don't know anything about whether it's available still or not, but we're going to go with it. It is the Chanel Rouge Coco Shine in the shade Melancholy, number 99. It looks like this, just swatched. So it's a little bit sheer, and it's got some sparkle to it, and it's like a deeper, rich peach. Oh, it's stunning. Now, I know some of you are saying, that's not nude. I know it's not a light concealer nude. But for me and this look, I know you chose nude lip. I'm just trying to make your choice work for this look so we don't look crazy. I personally love just, it's still a light wash of color. No matter how you look at it, this is still a sheer formula. Yeah, I filled in the lips with the liner. If you didn't do the liner and you just did this, it would have not as much pigmentation and it wouldn't be as colorful. But after a few drinks of my coffee here, a lot of the color, we could even, you know, like dab some of it off. Really, a lot of color is in the application. From what I've learned, you can apply things a certain way to have more color payoff versus not. You can blot, you can apply, you know, 3 coats, have it be really bold, but really, I love the sheer wash of color. So this is the finished look that you guys chose. We have a very bold, summery eye, and I feel very glamorous. I think this is actually really pretty. I think you can definitely take some of the bolder colors that are in that palette, just blend them out, layer them, put them on top of each other, mix and match, play. Like, that's the funnest part about doing makeup and having makeup, is to just kind of play around and not necessarily see things for their face value, but just try something new, try something different. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day, and we'll chat again soon. Bye, guys.